Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to make a quick video on how we crafted an amulet for Vortex. The amulet in question is here. This is the finished product. We could do a little bit of divining, but I am poor in divines and SSF at the moment. So once we get some divines, I'll probably do some of that. We have T1 life, +1 all spell, +1 phys skill gems, T2 multi, Aceling non-damaging ailment, and then we finish with the benchcraft. So let's jump in to how to make this. First step is it's entirely optional. You can gilded fossil for the item sells for much more to vendors. Completely optional. You don't have to do that. The actual real first step is we alt spam the amulet. We're looking for a prefix that's called exalters, and that is the +1 spell skill gems prefix. Kind of hard to hit. That's pretty low weight. We're looking craft of exile. We can see the total weights. This is maybe roughly 210,000 total weight. Mod wants only 50. I think it's something like 1 in 2,500 on alteration spam to hit this, somewhere around there. So that's the first thing we did. It's clicking alterations. Hope that we actually hit it. It's kind of hard to see. Let's do this. And here we hit the +1 all skill gems. So what we need to do at this point is back a little bit. What we need to do at this point is, man, what the hell's going on with this video? Please pause. All right, what we need to do at this point is we need to regal to try to get a suffix. If a suffix does not go on and you get a prefix instead, I would suggest going for a split, bestiary split. What it's going to do is it's going to split the item into 2 items, and half the mods will go to 1 item and half go to the other. Because it's 3 mods, after you have a regal mod on, if it's a prefix, you have a 50-50 to get the +1 all skill by itself. Luckily, I think we were able to regal a suffix. So after we did that, we used bestiary to imprint the amulet. The reason we did imprints is because I did not elect to go for fractured +1 all spell skill gems. The main reason I did not go for that is because farming up 10,000 life force, the purple life force, with the Oshabi special life force in SSF is pretty tough. In a trade league situation, I'd probably just try to fracture the amulet. So when you're looking for imprints, you're gonna spec into some Einhar stuff on your passive tree, and you're looking for a beast. It's called Krachich Chimeral. That's what you're looking for. This allows you to make the imprint of the magic item. The reason we go for the imprint of the magic item is because at any point during the crafting process, specifically the early steps, if we do not get what we want, or we accidentally brick it, we can restore the item back to its state when it's magic and begin the crafting process over again. So what we do is we use these. We imprint the amulet with +1 all spell, and prefixes can't be changed. So you can see here, The amulet has +1 all spell and prefix can't be changed. We're gonna make a couple imprints of this. If you're doing any crafting like this whatsoever, make sure you always have at least one imprint made. Just make sure it's good practice. If you don't have it and you brick, you have to start the entire craft over. So always make sure you have an imprint nearby. So here I'm just making a couple imprints of it. Basically what happens is you're going to start or make the imprint of the magic item. You got to fight the beasts. At the end of it, an imprint will drop right there. I think I made 2 here. Made 2. So making the imprints is very powerful tool in crafting. And in a trade league environment, imprints are very expensive. They're not cheap. I think it's probably the most expensive beast, I think. At the moment, maybe Gilded to Winged is more expensive, but I don't know. I believe imprint is still the most expensive beast, but you can farm them too. And if you're going to farm them yourself, there's a sextant that is create additional copy of beasts in your maps. So if you do run into one with that sextant enabled, you're going to get 2. So if you're farming beasts yourself, that's a really good one to use. The next step after we have the imprint is we are going to regal to make the item rare, and then we're going to do a life reforge. The reason the item needs to be rare is because in the current version of Harvest, Harvest reforges no longer work on magic items. So we need to regal the item into rare and then do a life reforge, which we're going to do here. What do we get here? We got life gain on hit with attacks. That's not what we want. We're trying to get flat life. So I tried to annul to save it. The annul missed. So what we did was we used one of the imprints to bring the amulet back to the +1 all spell prefix can't be changed state. And then imprints, this is a really good example of why imprints are so good. If your craft fails at any time, you just use the imprint to go back. So here we regal the prefix, which is not good. Optimally, you're going to regal a suffix. Here we elected to go for a life reforge anyway. See if we can get a good life roll. If you do get a good life roll, you're going to have to annul. You're going to have to annul off whatever your third prefix is. So we're going to go for a life reforge. Let's see. I was going to try to do a prefix to suffix, but then I remembered that we have prefixes can't be changed, so that does not do anything. Should be in this clip. We go for a life reforge. And we end up hitting T1 life, actually. We actually hit T1 life. So what I have to do here is I need to annul. Gotta get this mana off. It's a 1 in 4 chance to get the mana off. So we're annulling it here. And we got super lucky, dude. The mana is gone. Let me mention this. If we were in a situation where we had fractured +1 all spell gems, we wouldn't really need to make any imprints. What we would do is just spam pristine fossils until we got T1 life. And just annul any prefix if there is a prefix there. That's what you would do if you had fractured +1. But we did not have fractured +1, so the method that we're using to craft here is the exact same way you would go about crafting on a synthesized base, because synthesized base cannot have fractured items. So here, the amulet is ready for the next step. The next step is we are going to phys the amulet to force +1 phys spells. The reason why phys works is because we have some really cool things in our crafting bench that let us manipulate outcomes a little bit. So we're going to use our crafting bench. This quality is really weird. Not sure why it's not going better. Turn it up a little so we can see better. We are actually going to multi-mod the amulet, but in its current state, it currently has a lightning res suffix, and we need 3 open suffixes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do prefix can't be changed and scour it to get rid of the lightning res. So we have 3 open suffixes. Then what we're going to do next is we are going to add a couple of bench crafts. They're kind of expensive. I think it's 5 divines in total for this part. We need to multi-mod the item. Then we need to craft prefixes can't be changed, because in the current version of Harvest, all of the augments work similarly to acelings, where the augment will add a modifier, but it'll also remove a modifier. So we have prefixes can't be changed, so we cannot lose our T1 life or the +1 all spell. And then our final bench craft is going to be can't roll attack modifiers. The reason we do this one is because if we look in Craft of Exile, we're going to go for an augment physical, right? So this is the amulet page for Craft of Exile. If we look at our physical tags, there's none on the suffixes, and there's only 3 on the or those 4 on the prefixes, technically 4 groups. We have physical leeches life, physical leeches mana, and then we have flat phys, right? And those have attack tags. And our 4th one is the +1 phys spells. Because the amulet currently has can't roll attacks on it, the phys is impossible to hit the flat phys 2 attacks. It's also impossible to hit both of the leeches. So the phys step is forced. This is guaranteed on phys. And there's no phys suffixes. So it's actually guaranteed. So here we're going to do an phys on it. It's pretty expensive. I think it's 15,000 of the yellow life force. Yeah, it's 15,000 yellow and one of the Oshabi life forces. So in an SSF environment, you're gonna have to spend some time farming it up. It'll just take a while, but it's still possible. Trade League, you can get this much easier. You're just gonna have to spend some divines. And you can see the amulet has those crafts. The prefix can't be changed, can't roll attacks. And we have to use multi-mod so we can have both of those bench crafts. So here we're gonna do the phys. It is going to force the +1 physical spell gems. And there it is. So right now we have our prefixes completed. These prefixes are done. T1 life, +1 all spell, +1 phys gems. The next step is to lock prefix. We can't lose them, and then we reforge crit to go for a crit multi, which we do here. Turn this quality back up. So we do prefix can't be changed, so the prefixes are not lost. Then we go for a crit reforge. Here we hit 2/2 crit multi. I will say this. I think we did about 7 or 8 before we were able to get this. 7 or 8. I didn't clip the misses, but just showing you that it actually happened. We still got the crit multi. Our next step here, we are going to prefix lock it again, and then we are going to run our mastermind for syndicate with Aceling rank 3 in the research wing, so we can go for an Aceling modifier. I'll show you here. This is the final step. We can finish the amulet with a benchcraft. So what Aceling does is it removes one modifier from the item and then adds a veiled modifier. So because we have prefixes can't be changed on the amulet, our prefixes are safe. It's only a 50-50 between the prefix can't be changed mod and the crit multi. So we have to win a 50-50. You can see here, the crit multi is the suffix, and then this is also a suffix, prefix can't be changed. And we just have to hit the 50-50, and hopefully the crit multi stays, which we're going to do right here. So here you can see that the prefix can't be changed was removed, the crit multi stayed, and then we had the veiled modifier. There was 2 really good outcomes that I was looking for. What I wanted was Aceling endurance charge, which is +1 to minimum endurance charges with chance to generate endurance charges when you kill enemies. That's what I wanted. Unfortunately, we did not get that, but we got the second outcome, which is very good. We got, I believe we got non-damaging element effect, right? We're gonna go unveil it here. The blocker for that, before you unveil it, you want to benchcraft the modifier so you can block stuff. And what we ended up blocking was, I believe it was focus. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Craft of Exile, the jewelry section, look at suffixes, and then that's which is on this side of the page. We scroll down to the veiled section here. Basically, when we're looking to do any type of block on any item, this is true for any item, we're trying to find the modifier that has the biggest weight based on its grouping. So we elected to go with the focus mod, Veil Pack Focus, because it has 3,000 total weight. If we benchcraft this, when we go to unveil it, it cannot show up in the mods offered at the unveil part. So we benchcrafted this. The reason I elected not to try to block charges is because I was trying to actually go for the endurance charge. This is what I wanted. Didn't happen. We ended up with non-damaging elements instead. This is actually insane too. The reason why non-damaging element effect is good is because this build uses Vortex. And on Vortex, we have it on left click, so it's pretty much always going off. We have Bone Chill linked to it, which the amount of chill effect that is inflicted by the skill that Bone Chill is linked to, the damage, your cold damage, no matter what other skill you're using, the cold damage will go up by the chill effect. And then we also put unbound ailments on it, which further increases the chill effect. And then the non-damaging ailment modifier on the amulet even further increases the chill effect. So it's actually more damage. It's more damage. It's not what I wanted, but it's a very good modifier. It's extremely good. So here we're benching the focus. And then we're going for the unveil. And here we ended up with the non-damaging ailment mod. I was hoping for endurance charge, but we didn't get it. It's okay. In a trade league situation, I probably would have tried again, but here in SSF, you have to farm all of your syndicates yourself, which takes time. And I was satisfied with the non-damaging ailment mod. I was happy with it. The amulet ended up pretty good. We grabbed that. Then we finished the amulet off with hybrid rescraft. So we just benched lightning and chaos res because I needed both of them. And then we life catalyzed it. And we anointed infused because this build uses power charge. It's not like an actual power charge stacking per se, but power charges are extremely beneficial to this build. Give us some extra AoE and crit chance and damage. Power charge is really good. So that is the process of crafting an amulet for Blade Vortex. If you guys have any questions about like more specific steps, I don't really think there's anything else in terms of like nuances within this particular craft. This craft is mostly pretty straightforward. Nothing nothing out of the ordinary, I would say. As opposed to like a weapon or something. I think a weapon can be a little bit more complex. Amulets are generally much easier. But I said it before in the video. Again, this is how you would craft like a synth base. We have no fractured mods, but I did not fracture the +1 all skill because it's just too much life force for SSF. Too much of the special Shabi life force, and Sacred Blossoms are extremely rare. So that's how we did it. Again, if you guys have any questions, just stop by my stream. I try to stream every day. Sometimes it doesn't happen. But thank you guys for watching. And in the future, I'm going to try to make more and more crafting videos. And hopefully your crafting knowledge will grow. Which will allow you to make more and more builds. Hopefully you have some fun with the game. Alright, thank you guys so much.